And welcome to the show, and welcome to a very silly tournament. This is probably far too fast and going to be quite wild, because we are racing S1 class cars on a very technical and bizarre course. It's a 1v1 kind of knockout tournament. There will be spanner finals and all of that kind of good stuff as we go through. We're starting off with Rusky driving the super van, Ewan in a Corvette. This is the E-Ray. They are going to be ready and will be unleashed at some point. It is a good start from both of them. Slightly better maybe for the Corvette here as it'll lead through the first section. So now the vehicles are going to run around what is the Chihuahua circuit. It is a very good fun tarmac track on Horizon. Then they are going to, as you notice from the tyres, head onto a fiddly dirt switchback road. So you've got to try and have a car that's good here and a car that's good on a very nasty dirt section. So it should be an interesting compromise for vehicles. Corvette out a little bit wide through here. The super van is quick. The Corvette runs wide, but of course they're not going to worry too much about the interesting hairpin. Super van's going to try and get to the inside. Not going to worry too much about going on the dirt though, of course, because these cars are built for it. They are prepared because they have got to go for a dirt section later on here. As we head to the dirt section, Rusky's gone for a big dive. Now you don't want to cut that too much because you do run the risk. Oh, and Rusky's hit the rocks. Rusky has run wide, pushing hard in the super van, and that is one of the other dangers down here. The super van has clonked the rocks. Well, the E-Ray's got a bit unsettled. Now, it's not completely over and done with because this is a punishing section down here. These bumps can easily unsettle the cars. The Corvette bouncing around, and Ewan has gone very wide into that corner. Will recover it. The super van has taken a line through there, but it's going to be too far back. There's a few more sections. I mean, this part here, possibly not so good for the Corvette. Probably quite low down here. It's not necessarily going to enjoy this part as we round the next hairpin. We've got a couple more bumps to go. 2 more corners for the... Oh, and it's gone very wide and it's in the trees. The Corvette's got stuck. It's punched out of it quite well. Now it's going to not clip that tree. It's going to be a really close run to the finish line. The Supervan's got all crossed up and kind of got in the way and ran a little bit wide, but the Supervan takes it just. That's why you don't give up on this course. You do not give up on this course because you just never know. You just never know what's going to happen. The super van is through. Ewan desperately unlucky, but just pushed it too hard. Missed the breaking point. Ran wide. There is still a chance. There is still a spanner final that vehicles can go through. But, yeah, there we go. The super van escapes from the first round. For the next heat, we have got, 2 cars on rally tyres, curiously here. The tyre choice was open, so in theory these will be better on the tarmac than the off-road race tyres, than the ones we saw in the previous run, but they are going to struggle more on the dirt section later on. Not sure what's the right way to go. I have gone off-road race, but I guess we will find out later on, though, because these two are in a similar boat. The Lamborghini is likely to be very good in the corners. That's the Super Trofeo or something, proper full-on race car one. I'd expect the Quattro to be better top-end, perhaps, than the Lambo. We will have to wait and see, though. Depends on how much. So it's Shados driving the Quattro. It is the Speed Beast in the Lamborghini, and there's a very, very big slide for the Audi. That is not what you're going to be needing. Through here, we will try and whiz the drone after the Lambo here. So yeah, I mean it's gonna be. It's a big. The Quattro is really struggling with grip. Quattro's gone very wide. Don't think the Quattro quite has the grip. Although the Lamborghini's gone very deep into the hairpin here. I don't think the Audi has quite got the grip to be competing with the Lambo. Now, the Lambo may not enjoy its run down the dirt section, so Speedbeast is playing a little bit safe. It's bumpy and difficult to aim down there. Be careful of the Subaru. There's AI traffic cars about. They're going to appear. There's not a huge amount we can do about them. We've got blockers where we can, but yeah, they just can appear on this route. Speedbeast, you can see the Lamborghini is not going to enjoy this section. But of course, it hasn't got too much to worry about in this run around, of course, because the competitor is also on the similar tyres. The Lamborghini bouncing horribly. It is very difficult to get these cars slowed down. One of the problems that actually caught Ewan out in that first round is the car was in the air. So the car's in the air in the braking zone. If you've not slowed down in time, you're just not stopping. You're just going off. into the scenery. And you can see how much the Lamborghini is bouncing around here. You've got to be really careful in these braking zones there. That bump caught out Ewan. No, caught out Speed Beast as well. Not enough. Not enough to cause any real harm in terms of the time. It is going to be a bit sideways through the final corner. Speed Beast is across the line. It is a victory for the Lamborghini. Not quite a dunking in the river for the Lambo. I'm not quite sure. Oh, there is an Audi going to come around the final corner very sideways and across the line for for Shadows. The Quattro is off to be a train. It'll go into the Spanner final, but Speed Beast will advance to the next round. It really is a proper Group B showdown for the next heat. Me versus Art, the Delta S4 versus the Metro 6R4. Both mad cars, and well, I don't know what way this one is going to go. I'm launching in second here because my gears are a bit funky in this, and I actually stand a better chance of going in second, and it is a good launch for the Metro. We will fly away from the Delta. Now, this is likely to be a close race. We're both on off-road race tyres. We've both got similar styles of cars. Oh, I was going to try to set. I'm actually a little bit too cautious through there. I was aware I was a bit too cautious through there. I should point out this Metro here, we're an S1 class. I have 800 horsepower in this thing. We've had to kind of slide around some traffic cars in all of this. We will try and not do anything stupid now with the Metro as we head through this next section. The Delta is still very much there as we head up towards the hairpin. Right, get that slowed down. That was also, again, a little bit too much. A lot of understeer in the Metro. The Delta is right there. I know I didn't take that hairpin very well. It's likely the Lancia is still having a look around there as we head onto the dirt now. Where is that Italian machine? It's not quite close enough. Okay, we've had a good section here onto the dirt. I mean, this is a frantic downhill scramble for the cars. We're aware there's a big bump on the inside there. You've got to be careful of. I'm very acutely aware of the big bumps that are coming up here. We've seen cars get unsettled. We are going to be one of them, but we've got to gather it all back up in the Metro. We get slowed down. Don't know where the Delta is. It's still there. It's about the same gap. Big airtime for both of us through that one. We've got another hairpin coming up as we barrel down the switchback road. MG is going to get a little bit sideways. Not too much of a problem. Kicks up the dust. We've seen problems at this corner. We've already seen two cars have issues. I'm going left into a right-hander, but we've gathered it. We had a different, scarier issue. When I say scarier, it's less of a crash in the end for us there. Not sure how much speed we can take through there. We are going to do it just about. The Metro is across the line and will claim a victory. Art put up a very, very good fight, funnily enough. Proper Group B battle. Proper Group B battle on that road. I mean, this category of racing is a bit Group B, really. Completely balmy cars off-road. We will progress. Art is into the Spanner final. I think that Delta is pretty quick, though. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, good race. Well fought. The Metro just took victory. For the final of our heat, we have got some random annoying cars around the place, but we have got Gliska in a McLaren F1 versus Danger Man in a Saleen. Now, the interesting thing to note about the Saleen is it is on slick tyres. So, the Saleen is going to be absolutely monstrous during the first part of this course. Now, I presume the Saleen has been modified to be all-wheel drive. They are off. They are underway, and the Saleen is going to just lose out to Gliska in terms of a straight line speed, because, of course, the off-road race tyres are going to give you a huge amount more power, but Danger Man is going to have so much more grip. So much more grip, but you can't afford to get stuck behind the McLaren. This is the problem for the Saleen that the Saleen is going to have, and Gliska has done a very good job of defending at the moment. The Saleen has opened the door and pried the door open and got past. It was going to happen at some point, let's face it. Now the question is, can the Saleen pull a big enough gap here? And this is a really big question, because we don't know. It's a completely different strategy. There were no rules about how you approach this, what tyres you went for. This is a completely different strategy here. It's going to suck down the dirt. I don't think Danger Man has lost too much time early on here. Oh, and we'll definitely lose too much time doing that. Has found something rather solid. That's not ideal. Okay, it might be all-wheel drive, and this section downhill's not the worst, but now suddenly, much as the Saleen was frustrated at the first part, it's going to frustrate a McLaren, although it just cannot turn. Yeah, I think it was an interesting idea for the Saleen, and if it could get in clean air, there might be some merit to it. But getting stuck in traffic was always going to be a problem. And, well, as it turns out, running wide onto the dirt section and getting stuck on a fence kind of cost all the lead that it had built up, which you didn't need. I don't think it was going to be a big enough lead anyway. I mean, you can see the Saleen is struggling back there. Gliska has got to get the braking point right down here, and does. Gets the McLaren turned in nicely for the corner, and that will run towards the final turn. Danger Man tries something a little bit different. Didn't quite get the execution they wanted on this first run. McLaren is across the line and victorious. Saleen has taken an unusual way across the finish line, but I guess it got there. Yeah, it was a different idea. Did not quite work for the Saleen in that one, but yeah, definitely an idea. Either way, the McLaren is definitely through to the next round. I mean, the Saleen will get another chance in the Spanner final. We are on to the Spanner final. Now, there was supposed to be an Alfa Romeo Giulia in this, but it has broken down, / we're having a lot of Forza technical issues. So this is what we have got. It's been a bit of a mess, I'm not going to lie. However, the top two from this Spanner final will go through. It turns out the Delta is on rally tyres, not off-road race. That is why Art was so very quick on the tarmac. They are off. They are underway. Now, the real question is, can Danger Man make up? Ewan's had a terrible start, got stuck in traffic. Top two of this go through. So the question is, can Danger Man be quick enough here in the tarmac section? Danger Man knows they have got to go here. They cannot wait with the Saleen. And sure enough, Danger Man has got past and is up into the lead of the race. Oh, and Art's gone very sideways through all of this. Danger Man has done it a bit better this time, although very, very wide. Not what you need with that. Further back, there is Art. Shadows has had a bit of an iffy start. Ewan visited a traffic car. However, Ewan is the only one here on off-road race tyres, the proper big chunky tyres that'll be great on the dirt section. So there goes the Saleen, followed by the Delta S4. It's a lead for Danger Man, and it's a better lead than it was last time, but is it going to be enough? Possibly not. It's Ewan. Everyone's going to have to watch out for the Corvette going very quickly in this one. The Corvette will have the most grip of the lot of them. Danger Man is immediately starting to struggle, although Art clips the back and Art's almost gone round. There's a crash between the Corvette and the Lancia. The Lancia is struggling to get going again. This is all helping the Saleen extend its lead as they jump their way. Ewan's going left into a right-hander, but does gather it all back up. Corvette's got grip, but can't quite get the pass done yet on this. Danger Man is clinging on. Where is the Delta gone? I've lost it. There it is. I was hoping to be a sneaky with the Dromo. Can the Delta look for a way past in all this? Ewan's gone to the inside. Found a way past the Saleen. Ewan has got the drive on the exit. The Saleen's got to survive a couple more corners here to beat the Delta and make it into the next round. Ewan's gone very, very wide. Ewan's clipped a tree. Saleen slid back through, but because Saleen's got no traction, the Delta's going to try and fire through the middle. It's 3 wide towards the final corner. Who is going to be able to make it? Danger Man sent it, and Danger Man's hit a rock, and Ewan's across the finish line, and the Delta is second. Danger Man gave it a go for a slick-tyred car. Danger Man gave it one hell of a go. However, it will be Ewan and it will be Art that make it through to the next round. Great stuff. What a Spanner final. Always entertaining. Yeah, I think Danger Man got as much as possible out of that Saleen as they could. A good effort, a good idea, an attempt on the slick tyres, but the off-road race just too good. Corvette into the next round, along with the Delta. So, the first of our semi-finals are on the grid. We have got Gliska with the McLaren against Art with the Delta S4. Delta S4, the last remaining car on rally tyres, I think. So, in theory, the Delta should be ahead by the time they leave the tarmac circuit, and the McLaren will be better on the dirt. The Lancia may have a little bit better suspension than the McLaren. We'll have to wait and see. They are off and they are underway. Very even launch between the pair of them. Now, if Art can make the most of that grip, fantastic. The problem they're going to have to deal with, of course, is Gliska's car is going to be in the way. The off-road race-tired vehicles have got so much power in this that they are going to be just faster down the straights. So much as we saw Danger Man getting stuck in traffic, Art is facing the similar thing. It's slightly less extreme, of course. There's a lot of hurry-up bumps, because much like we saw against my Metro, I didn't realise at the time, actually, that Art was on the rally tyres. But yeah, you know, Lancia really needs to find a way past. It's better under brakes. It's better turn-in than you will get with the McLaren. But of course, it has to be here. It has to build that lead. It has to get away, because the McLaren is going to reel it in when they get onto the dirt. And does Art have enough of a lead as they slow? Gliska's run a little bit deep on the transition section there. Got away with it fairly nicely, all things considered. Here comes the McLaren having a think about it. Can't do it just yet, although you see Art just cannot get turned. We'll get a decent run on that sort of wider line for the Delta. Will Gliska get in trouble across the bumps with the low-slung supercar? Good question. They're both bouncing terribly. In fact, if anything, Art got in more trouble down there. Cannot get it turned, and the McLaren is through. They were both having issues. They were both kind of going left into the right-hander. That corner's caused no end of problems throughout this as we blast down towards the next section. The McLaren continues to lead the way from the Lancia. We've got one more big braking zone to go on. It's caught some cars out. Gliska gets chucked about a bit, and Gliska's gone very wide. Just gets away with it, and Art doesn't have anywhere to go, as they were very deep into the corner as well. Art struggling for traction through all of there. I think Gliska's got away with it as they head through the final corner. The McLaren is into the final just about. Oh, it is across the line for the Lancia. Oh, great fight. Great fight. Really, really good race. Considering, you know, the tyres and everything, Art did a wonderful job of keeping that up. But yeah, just couldn't quite live with the McLaren's pace. Surprisingly, in some ways, the Delta actually had more issues on the bumps than the McLaren. That kind of caused it some grief too. But there we go. Yeah, Gliska into the final. So we head to the second of the semi-finals. Again, I keep forgetting who's on what tyres, because of course not only did Art have the rally-tired vehicle, Speedbeast has got the Lamborghini on rally tyres. Rusky's got the van on the off-road races. I'm expecting the van to do this. I'm expecting the van. I mean, it looks weird. I'm going to say it's a little bit like expecting the van to be very quick. However, it's going to come down to, can Speedbeast get ahead? Much as we saw, this. In theory, the Lamborghini is going to have an even bigger grip differential here. But it's getting past that's really difficult. Chihuahua Circuit is very, very technical. But the first part, quite a lot of acceleration zones. If the super van is good, Speedbeast is going to try but couldn't quite. Really needed to get that move to work. And again, the super van is defending well. And that is causing problems for the Lamborghini. Speedbeast is going to have to try into the hairpin, I would think, but once more Rusky's covered it. Speedbeast having a look. I mean, the Lambo's going to get there, but it's too late now. The Lamborghini's been too compromised, and it can't quite get past even there because the Supervan's got too much acceleration. Finally, the Lamborghini finds a way past, but it's very, very late in the day here. The hope for Speedbeast now is the van gets into trouble, makes a mistake or something like that, because, well, as soon as we were on the dirt, the traction, yeah, the Lamborghini needed a very, very big lead as we head through the hairpin. The bumps are a little bit nasty down there. The van able to accelerate away. Rusky did absolutely everything right in that one. They made it really difficult for the Lambo through the tarmac section. The Lambo out wide through all of that. Oh, I have slightly lost where I'm going. Trying to do clever drone shots is never a good idea. Super van will lead the way here as we head around these next corners. There is a Lamborghini going very sideways in the background. Yeah, just could not make enough time early on, and then probably a little bit of overdriving on the run down here. The super van is looking quick. There's no doubt about it. The super van is looking quick here as we round the final corner and across the line. The Ford is through to the next round. The Lamborghini, yeah, just couldn't get past. Couldn't get past the tarmac section. Couldn't use its advantage up there, and yeah, then was always going to struggle greatly by the bottom. Rusky is in to the final. So, for my chance in the final, the Metro is up against the Corvette. I mean, the Corvette went through the Spanner final to get here. It is on off-road race tyres, so we are on the same. It's the only semi-final with the cars on the same compound of tyre, but the final is going to be all cars on the off-road race tyres. Yeah, what are we going to see here? I am not completely sure. We are off and underway. Even starting in second is not going to match the Corvette off the line, but I think we are going to get going quite nicely here. We've got more straight line speed than the Corvette. Can we have a go to the inside at turn number 1? Yes. We don't have the grip, but it was worth a try. It was worth a dive bomb on the Corvette a little bit through there. No real contact made. We haven't got quite the turn-in bite, but we have got quite good mid-corner speed in the MG, which is kind of helping us a little bit. Ewan slightly in the way, rather unsettled the MG. We are going to punch out of there very nicely indeed. Ewan is going to cover the inside, wary of an MG launching it, basically. Can we get my car off the corner? Gears are so short in this. Actually, not quite. I'm over-revving it because the gears are so short. I'm not expecting it to be where it is in the rev range. Do we have... How are we going to find a way past the Corvette? We're going to have to send it in a braking zone somewhere. We've seen Ewan have issues already under braking with that thing. Mind the bumps over here. We know it's a rough section of circuit. Ewan has just got the drive out of the corners at the moment, although we've seen this corner catch people out before, and Ewan's gone wide and we have not. We got the vehicle settled nicely for that. It's not, by no means done and dusted, though. Let's face it, that Corvette is right behind us, and now it's my turn to try and not make any silly mistakes in a braking zone. Don't know how close the Corvette is. We pulled away a little bit. Yeah, those really harsh bumps have caused some problems. There is a Beetle in a terrible spot, but we negotiate our way around it here. Ewan is too far back, I think, to challenge us. Once again, the Corvette got in trouble with some braking issues, and it's around the final corner. Victory goes our way, and I think Ewan had an accident in the final turn, pushing too hard to try and catch up. Good effort, good race. We were a little bit quicker on the tarmac. Couldn't quite find a way past. Ewan was quite good on the dirt, but got caught out by a bump. The Metro better over the bumps, and it is not Christmas. It is not Christmas yet. I will vacate the race via train to avoid Christmas songs already. Anyway, I'm into the final. We are on to the final. We have got, 3 British cars, as Gliska pointed out. 3 mid-engine British cars. A Transit Supervan, a McLaren F1, and a Metro 6R4. What a weird collection of cars. For a rally tournament. Let's see what happens in this. I'm, again, going to be starting from second gear. It's my best shot at getting this off the line. We are not quite as quick as the other two. We just don't put our power down quite as well as the Supervan or the McLaren F1. I'm going to guess we might have a little bit more drag or something. They have... I should remember... Well... They've probably got more aero on their vehicles. My real hope is that they fight each other and I sneak a win somewhere. Oh, we've gone very wide. We've followed kind of Gliska a little bit through all of that. I think the Supervan has got the measure of us here. That thing looks immense. Unless it's really bad. It's very good on the tarmac. It's already looking better on the tarmac than me, that's for sure. Unless it's really bad on the dirt. We're going to have a look. Trying to get past the McLaren. Can't quite do it through there. We saw that the Corvette did end up beating the almost beating the Supervan, but that was from Rusky making a mistake in all of this. Onto the dirt we go. It's going to take a mistake from the Transit here if we are going to find a way past, because me and Gliska have been fighting each other too hard. Rusky's really sent it sideways. Personally, never been a fan of particularly... I've struggled to make speed, and I don't think Rusky really wanted to go for that route. We're going to have to send it in the braking zone. Rusky's gone very, very wide. We've gone left into a right-hander. We've just not got the pace. The Metro is just not quick enough in this to really go with those two. They are, clearly the faster vehicles down here. I've not had the best of runs, but they are starting to pull away. Unless they both end up in a tree. Gliska's gone very wide, but saved it. It looks like it's going to go the way of the Supervan. We got it to the final. Oh, the Supervan's had a bit of an issue. Gliska sent it, but can't do it. Supervan wins. Gliska second. I will cross the line in third. We made it to the final. But yeah, those were just a little bit better than me. They were just, the Supervan much faster on the tarmac. I think I was a bit better than McLaren on the tarmac, but the McLaren much better on the dirt. Basically, those two were just better versions of my car, really. But it's a third place. We made it to the final with the 800 horsepower Metro. It was very silly. And I very much enjoyed this. Challenging stage, challenging little competition, absolutely bonkers cars. Well done to Rasky for winning with a van. But there we go. That is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.